All right, let's dive in. We're going to tackle a topic that's, well, it's huge, and it's pretty much hiding in plain sight, powering so much of the world you and I use every single day. So we're asking the big question, what even is Linux? Let's peel back the layers and actually figure it out. Now, right off the bat, if you're thinking Linux is just for super serious coders and, dark rooms, think again. I love this quote because it hilariously points out that, yeah, it's an incredibly powerful tool. And with great power comes a bit of a learning curve. Sometimes that means learning things the hard way. But it's that very power that makes it so cool. So at its absolute core, Linux is an operating system, kind of like the brain of a computer. But here's the kicker, the thing that really sets it apart from the big players like Windows or Mac OS. It's that philosophy. It's totally free and it's open source. And trust me, that one detail changes everything about how it works and who gets to use it.
Okay, so to really get what that whole free and open source thing means in the real world, we need to dig a little deeper into what makes Linux. Well, what makes it Linux?
This analogy is just perfect, seriously. Think of Windows or Mac OS like a pre-built model car. It looks great, it works right out of the box, but you can't really tinker with it, right? Linux, on the other hand, is like getting a giant box of Legos. You get all the fundamental pieces and you can build whatever you can imagine. A super fast web server, a custom-built media center, a brain for a robot. You get the picture. It's all about that customization. And because it's just so darn flexible, Linux is, and I mean this, it is everywhere. It's running the vast majority of the entire internet. It's the foundation of Android, which is probably on your phone right now. And yeah, it's even powering things like smart fridges and the super high-end gear you'd find in a professional studio. It really is the invisible backbone of almost all modern tech. So where on earth did this world-changing Lego set even come from? Let's hop in the time machine for a quick history lesson and see how those first bricks were laid. A lot of these tech stories start with a student who's just a little bit fed up. Back before 1991, a Finnish student named Linus Torvalds really just wanted a better operating system for his own computer. So in 1991, he did what anyone would do. He built the Core of One himself. But here's the magic part. He didn't do it alone. The global open source community, especially the folks at the GNOME project, jumped in with tools and a philosophy that helped it just explode into the massive collaborative giant it is today. And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? It wasn't some massive corporation with $1 billion R&D budget. It was one person with an idea, a passion, and, maybe most importantly, the willingness to share it with everybody. That one little project has completely redefined how we make software.
Okay, if you've ever dipped your toes into the world of Linux, you've probably heard a bunch of weird words like Ubuntu, Arch, or GNOME, and just felt your brain start to melt. Don't worry, this next part, we're going to clear all that up. We're talking distros and flavors. This is the absolute best way to think about it. A distro, short for distribution, is the whole package. It's the core system plus a bunch of software that's already picked out for you. Think of it as the system's personality. And a flavor, or what we call a desktop environment, that's just the look and feel, the outfit that the personality wears. You can have the same personality try on a bunch of different outfits. So, for instance, you've got personalities like Ubuntu. It's famous for being super user-friendly and stable, a really great starting point for most people. Then you have something like Arch, which is for the tinkerers, the people who want the absolute latest software and love building their system from scratch. Fedora is all about innovation, with a really strong community behind it. While Debian is the bedrock. It's so unbelievably rock solid that tons of other distros, including Ubuntu, are actually built right on top of it. And this just nails the whole concept. You take an experimental, do-it-yourself personality like Arch, and you combine it with a super sleek, highly customizable outfit like the KDE desktop. And what do you get? A punk rock suit. It's totally unique, it's incredibly powerful, and it is exactly what you wanted it to be. Okay, so we've talked about the outfits, right? The pretty graphical parts. But to really get Linux, we have to talk about what's underneath all that. We have to talk about the command line. And this is a question a lot of people have. I get it. In a world full of beautiful, easy-to-use graphics, Why would anyone want to type weird commands into a black box? It's a totally fair question, but it kind of misses the whole point of what makes the command line so special.
Look, a graphical interface, a GUI, is fantastic. It's visual, it's intuitive, it's perfect for most of what you do every day. But the command line, that's where the real power is hiding. It gives you the surgical precision to tell the computer exactly what you want it to do with zero fluff. It lets you automate boring, repetitive tasks and control your system in ways a GUI just can't touch. And let's be honest, there's a certain thrill to it, right? When you get good at the command line, it really does make you feel like you have superpowers. You're not just a person using a computer anymore, you're its conductor. A careful, responsible conductor, of course.
So we've seen what Linux is, where it came from, all the pieces that make it tick, but let's bring this all home and talk about why any of this stuff really, truly matters.
When you really boil it all down, the story of Linux is about freedom and control. It all started with one guy, Linus Torvalds, back in '91, but it grew into this global, free and open source powerhouse. It gives you the freedom to pick a foundational distro that fits you perfectly and then wrap it in a visual flavor that you love. And when you're ready for it, the command line is always there, just waiting to give you that ultimate power over your own machine.
Ultimately, Linux isn't just an OS. It's really a philosophy. It's about freedom, about collaboration, and about control. It's a toolset, it's a community, and really, it's a blank canvas. So, now that you've been introduced, the only real question left is, what are you going to build with it? Thanks for watching.